Hey, how's it going, Megan? It's Sierra.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So today we're going to focus on some stovetop safety. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good.
So tell me, what can you see on the stovetop?
I can see that there are 4 burners. I can see a lot. I guess.
Okay.
See this middle section.
Alright. Do you see the pot on the stove?
Yes.
Alright, do you mind putting that on the counter for me, please?
Sure.
Before we continue. And for just a moment, you can feel around the grates. Just don't turn the dials. There are bump dots on the dial.
Ooh, these are dirty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hear that lock in? You know it's locked in when it's stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the grates. You can take them off, clean them out, stuff like that. And then we got our 4 dials down here. We have on the left and the right are the control panels for the stove top. And then in the middle we have that for the oven, but we're not going to focus on the oven right now. So for the outside left dial, that's for the top left burner. And for the outside on the right side, that's for the top right burner. And then the 2 inside dials are for the back ones.
Okay.
And the settings are kind of different than most stove tops. The high setting is on the left, so 9 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, right in the middle, that bumped out right there,
Yeah.
is medium, and then to 3 o'clock is the low.
Okay.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, not yet.
All right, cool. So just a brief review. Tell me if I wanted to turn on the top or the front left burner, which dial would I have to use?
Front left burner.
Yep. How about the back right burner?
Back right.
Nice, awesome. Okay, cool. So right now we're gonna focus on centering a big pot.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Good? All right, so you have a big pot to your left, or to your right, excuse me. And which burner do you prefer to use?
I'll probably use the one in front of me.
The left one? Okay. So let's start just placing it on the grate. Have you ever heard of the pinky technique?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way to the bottom edge of the pot, and you're going to feel the sides of the grate with your pinkies. Just center it out.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now I'm going to move it off center, and you tell me how to move it back. You seem like you got it. You want to move to a smaller pot?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright, we can set that off to the side. Now for the smaller pot, keep in mind that one has a handle on it. So I'm not sure which side you prefer the handle to be on. It's kind of easier to have it on the right because it's black, so the contrasts will really pop out. But just make sure the handle is either on 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So your left or your right, use those pinkies. Very nice. Very nice, looking good. So show me what it'd look like if it's not balanced, not in the center. Gotcha. Any indication you can tell that it's not in the center? Do you feel anything?
I feel like it just makes more noises.
Yeah.
Kind of. And then when it's in center, if it slides, it almost creates a smoothness.
Yeah, and that's a great cue to have when you need to center out that pan. You can't really figure out. That's a good way to think. All right. So, how do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah. Do you want to work on the flames? Turning them on?
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna fill up the pot with water because you don't ever want to have a pot not filled with any liquids or something because you don't want the pot to stink.
Okay.
So you're gonna have the water fill up. You can either use the finger technique or the auditory cues. Do you hear anything going on?
Yep.
What do you hear?
Water.
What about the water? Did you hear
Filling up.
Okay. Nice. So whenever you want to fill the pot up and transfer it over to the stove, you want to wipe it off just to make sure there's no excess water on the pot. Nice, and just make sure to keep that level. Both hands might be underneath. Keep it nice and level. There you go. So make sure nice and even. Very nice. We're going to turn around, square off to the sink, bring it back to the stove. Bring it back to that left burner. Now, before we begin, I want to bring up another safety technique. I like to call this the heart safety technique.
Can you go on my other side?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, for the heart safety technique, typically I'd like to put my fingertips on the edge of the stovetop. You want to be almost like a hand away from the stovetop. And next, you want to take your non-dominant hand on your heart.
Non-dominant?
Because you want to use a dominant hand to turn the dial.
Okay.
So you take it on your heart and you want to bring your elbow out, palm facing down on top of the stove, on top of the pot.
Okay.
The reason why you want
top of the pot?
nope, above the
Oh.
pot, excuse me. You want to keep it this high because if you bring it down low, there's a slight chance you might bump into the pot and you'll burn yourself. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
in doubt, hard it out. When in
like
doubt,
that.
hard it out. Alright, so show me the technique. Very nice, nicely done. Any questions with that?
No.
All right. So tell me, which dial would we have to use for the left burner? Perfect. So you're gonna hear this auditory cue. It's gonna go click, 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 and the flames are gonna go whoosh. Now, which is the first level that the dial's gonna hit?
High.
Very nice. Let's turn it on high. Make sure to use that non-dominant hand. Unless you feel comfortable switching it up, that's fine too.
Yeah, I think so because I'm on my left side.
Okay,
now.
okay. That works too.
I don't feel.
Alright, so let's turn it back off. You want to make sure that you hear those clicks first, because if you don't, the gas will just it'll start to smell really bad,
Okay.
and the flames won't lighten up.
Okay.
So turn the dial nice and slow. You hear those clicks?
Yeah.
Very nice. Did you-
Now I feel it. Now I can feel it more.
Just I'm gonna grab your hand, bring it up a little bit more. So you might want to be like neck level or collarbone level. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, let's turn it to medium. Feel anything
I
there?
felt like a temperature change.
Nice, okay, good.
I just lightly feel it on my hand.
Okay. Let's move over to the excuse me, the low setting. Tell me what you feel.
My shoulder getting tired.
Yeah?
A little bit.
Did you feel anything temperature wise?
Yeah, it went like, I feel like not much anymore.
Okay, so let's turn it off for a second and rest that shoulder.
Alright.
You can always switch hands if you need to.
That's true.
Excuse me. Alright, so how did that feel?
I felt comfortable.
Nice, you want to do it again?
Sure.
Alright, let's turn it on to the medium setting. And what are we going to look for?
I didn't hear the click, so
Yep.
slowly.
There you go.
Medium.
Do you kind of tell that that's a medium?
Yeah, I can feel like how I did before. Like I can slightly feel the heat.
Good. Alright, now turn it on low for me. And do you smell that gas a little
Yeah,
bit?
I do.
That's what happens when you don't hear the clicks.
Gotcha.
So just make sure to slowly turn that dial so you can hear the clicks.
Okay.
Alright, so let's turn that off. And you'll be able to hear one click too, and then in case you turn it off.
Okay.
Alright, so you seem to know what you're doing on the stovetop. How you feel?
I feel good.
Excuse me. Do you have any questions for me today?
I don't think so.
Alright, cool. What's your favorite thing to cook? Have you cooked before? I think you briefly talked
a
about
little
that.
bit, yeah. I like macaroni and cheese.
Okay, we can. How does making mac and cheese sound? So I'm boiling some noodles next week.
That sounds good.
All right, awesome. Well, I'll see you then. Is there anything I should bring in the meantime?
I gotta, I think, pick up some macaroni and cheese.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll see you next week then.
Alright, sounds good.
See ya.